Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Look, welcome to another Live Wire episode. I want to talk about UConn real quick. It seems like there's a lot of people is being down on Paige Bueckers right now because, one, they lost last night against Tennessee, haven't beaten Tennessee since 2007. But I think the situation with Paige goes deeper than just basketball. We all know that Paige, her background. We already know what she plays. She don't play with Caitlin Clark. She don't play in not EuroLeagues, but Olympic trials or whatever, UV9, whatever. I think that's what it's called. But the fact of the matter is that the University of UConn has breaded some of the top players out of there. From Maya Moore, the great Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi, Breonna Stewart, Nafisha Carter. You got Katie Lou Samuelson. I think Katie Lou is probably the worst talent-wise that UConn had. Now that Paige is struggling a little bit, people are sitting here downing her, questioning should she be a number one pick. I want to dig deeper into this because the fact of the matter is, there's no question about her talent. I think Paige is a talented player. We don't have this back and forth about her being better than Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to get in all of that. Caitlin Clark is way beyond all of these players. But when it comes to the levels to the next level of this, you got to look at it from the guard standpoint. I think Hannah Hidalgo is a better guard. She plays hard for her size. Juju still got a long way to go. She still has her flaws too. And everybody wants to use Paige's injury to highlight why she has not got back to form. And that, to me, that could be part of it. But the one part that people is forgetting is coach. Geno Auriemma he has handicapped Paige Bueckers. He has destroyed Paige Bueckers' confidence. He has repeatedly went out and criticized Paige, not on numerous occasions, especially when they lose. And it's like now he focusing the team structure around Sarah Strong, who's having a phenomenal freshman season. She's having a phenomenal freshman season. But nevertheless, your leader of your team is Paige Bueckers. He should allow Paige to do different things. He went on out, called her passive. She should take shots. And you know what that reminds me of? Chrissy Size. When Chrissy Size got Caitlin Clark, she did the same thing with Caitlin Clark. And then finally, other people got involved in the second half of the season to let Caitlin Clark do her thing, and then went on to win. Excuse me. She went on to win Rookie of the Year. For Paige Bueckers, she is the number one pick. There's no question about it. She is the number one pick. You know why? Because she has an all-around game. She has an all-around skill set. She can score. She can rebound. She can pass the ball. Yes, she might pass too much, but she wants to be kind of like how Caitlin Clark is, a scorer, passer, and a do-all. And sometimes you can't do all of that. You got to stick to one or the other. You got to be a scorer or passer. Now, when she get drafted to the Dallas Wings, she probably gonna have to pass a lot. You got a Ricky over there, you got Nalissa Smith, you got DJ Carrington, you got whoever else is over there. And she's probably going to have to score a little bit more, because they really don't. Haven't really looked at their roster since free agency and see what else they got over there scoring. Because if Ricky is not scoring well, somebody else going to have to pick up scoring. So anyway, but just to sit here and say that Paige Bueckers is not a number one pick. Now, me personally, I wish she had came out last year. She would have went to LA. She would have been the number two pick in the draft behind Caitlin Clark. Automatically, she wouldn't have been number one. Now, knowing the Fever organization, what London did back then, they probably would have picked Paige number one. And then Caitlin would have probably went to LA. Oh, Matt, can you imagine that? That would have been crazy. But anyway, you have to think. You have to look at this deeper than just X's and O's basketball. Because Sarah Strong had 18 points last night. She had 18 points last night. But she had 3 fouls. She had 9 rebounds, 3 assists. She was 0 for 2 from 3. She was 8 for 13 for the field goal line. This offense reminds me so much of how Chrissy Sides wanted to use Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Remember when Caitlin Clark wasn't taking her shots the way she wants to, and people was questioning it, and the first thing she said, "Well, I want to break Caitlin out of the long threes and make her have long twos." Then later on, there was questioning why she don't take a lot of shots. Well, she has a green light, but then it was times that we didn't see the green light. This is the same thing with Paige going on right there, because Geno don't know how to. To be honest with me, as long as Paige been there with UConn, Geno should know how to use her. It seemed like now he don't know how to use her because he got Sarah Strong. AZ Fuller was hurt. Now she's back. So now he don't know how to play these players, because guess what's going to happen? They might not get beat in the first round of the tournament. They might not even make it to the Sweet 16. Playing the way they playing last night. They lost 80-76. UConn has lost 3 games on the season. USC, Notre Dame, and now Tennessee. And they have a date with South Carolina coming up next weekend. And that's going to be another loss. Now, they'll beat everybody else on their schedule. But they done lost to Notre Dame. They done lost to USC. Now they lost to Tennessee. And they will lose against South Carolina. That would get Geno 4 losses on the season. They'll beat everybody else. Now, UConn won't get that number 1 seed. Now, USC could probably still get it. But it depends on them, too, because they still have 2 tough games, UCLA. So, but the thing about it is, if you look at the bench scoring, they had great bench scoring in the game. Allie didn't play well. Chin didn't play well. You should have went more with Griffin. You should have kept Arnold a little bit more in the game. Arnold had no fouls. She was 5 for 9 from the field. She was 1 for 2 for 3-point line. You could have kept her in the game a little bit more. She probably would have gave you a little bit more and helped you propel to win that game. Paige only had 14 points. She had 3 fouls. She had 8 assists, 4 rebounds. She was 2 for 6 from 3. She was 5 for 17. And she played 35 minutes. Her and Sarah Strong played the most minutes, 30-something. And then AZ Fudd played 29. But the thing about it is, like I said before, we got to look more than this, because I don't like when people tend to go after a player because they're having a bad season. Paige was pretty decent from the years she played up. Yeah, she got hurt. Injuries will derail people. But She played last year against Caitlin Clark, lost. She played this year, her senior year. You know, she's a fifth-year senior. And she made it known that she's going to come out. But before I even go on, I'm going to let y'all listen to what Geno has to say. And this is where this right here really ticked me off, because instead of getting in front of the media and blast your player, allow the media to ask them questions, and you could kind of deflect it into another direction. And you could tell that Paige was hot early on when they had asked her about declaring for the draft. And she said, yeah, that's the plan. Because you could tell she's frustrated the way Geno is running this team. He's not running this team. His ego is more important than the players. And then you sit here trying to force feed everything into Sarah Strong, and then Paige doesn't know when to dictate pace. She doesn't know when to take her own shots. So she's indecisive in her playing. And when you got a player like that is very indecisive, that makes bad decisions. That comes with 2 bad losses, because then she gonna have to wonder, when the team ain't scoring and Sarah Strong is not getting points, who's gonna pick up the slack? To me, you either put the ball completely in Paige's hand and let her dictate the offense. You know, run some screening plays for her, catch and shoot, whatever the case might be. Yeah, she has a nice mid-range game, but her long ball game is not good at all. So anyway, let me play this clip before I get back to you.
Bottom line is, we have some players on our team that are supposed to be our best players, and they got to play better. That's all there is to it.
Paige has had trouble getting going, it seems like, in a few of these bigger games now. I mean, just what do you feel like is kind of the block with her in terms of being able to start as hot as she has in Big East play?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's a real kind of conundrum. Paige wants the ball in her hands all the time. Then when they trap her, she don't want the ball in her hands. So then we try to get her moving from, one thing to another, moving without the ball, and it's so. So we've got to come to some sort of definitive thing here, how we're going to handle it. But right now, it's not the winning edge for sure. And passing up stuff, like, I don't get it.
To me, right then and there, all he had to say was, hey, we got to continue to get Paige more looks. We got to continue to move Paige around. Who wants the ball if they're getting trapped? That ain't even make no sense. Who wants the ball when they're getting trapped? If I'm getting trapped, why would I want the ball? I want to get free so I can get the ball back. Maybe you run an extra guard who can handle the ball, bring the ball up, along with have multiple people touching the ball. Maybe put what's the girl name I just called a few minutes ago? Gee whiz. Maybe you put Arnold in the game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you put Arnold in the game. Maybe you start her. She's a guard. She's 5'9". Maybe start her. Maybe allow her to spark plug the team. Maybe you allow her to dictate the pace a little bit. Then Paige can roam around and get free and do other things. I mean, that's to me, it can't hurt. But the thing about it is, Geno too stubborn. He wants everything his way, but then he want to blame the players. He's like, oh, the players want to be this, but then they don't live up to the expectation. But guess what, Geno, you gotta understand. You have Paige Bueckers on your team, who's gonna be leaving, and is not gonna win a national championship, and that's gonna be another story. Book franchise. You're gonna have a number 1 pick who never won. And then people, in the same way people question Caitlin Clark about her not winning a title. Now I want them to hold the same smoke with Paige Bueckers when she come into the league about not winning a title. Because to be honest with you, if she don't go number one, you could easily get Olivia Miles. You could let her be picked number two. Me personally, if I was in Dallas, I would pick Olivia Miles number one. If Laura Betts came out, I would pick her number one. If I had a talk with a Twitter text back and forth with Nick, Mick talk hoops, and he was saying that he don't think that Paige is a number one. I disagree. She's still a generational talent. She might not be the generational talent that she used to be or on Caitlin's level, but she's still a good talent. For what she brings to the table, you cannot pick her number one. Her and Olivia Miles, to me, is 1B, 1A. If I had to pick a number one pick, I would pick Olivia Miles because Olivia Miles could do the same thing Paige Bueckers can. She could score, rebound, and assist. She could do it all. That's what you're really looking for. Yeah, you could easily draft a big, you know why? But your big can't dribble. Your big can't assist. Yeah, they can run the floor. But at the same time, how can you compare a big playing overseas, dominating, when there's not a lot of height over there? If Dominique Malunga was in the United States and she went to college, I could evaluate her a little bit better. I can't evaluate her what she's doing overseas. Yeah, she's dominating over there. But that doesn't mean she's going to come into the W to dominate. That doesn't mean that she went to college, she was going to dominate. The styles is different. I don't care if she's playing against WNBA players over there. It don't make difference. She's not playing. The whole roster is not WNBA players. The whole roster is not college players. And she's 6'6", and she played against some like a South Carolina that knows how to trap, know how to force the ball, crowd you, make you work hard. Come on, man. But Dominique Malunga is a great talent. Now she's dominant. She's 6'6", but at the same time, you could tell she's a raw talent too. And it would take her a while to get acclimated. She might not, it might not. But at the same time, you can't say she's going to come over and kill everything. It took Wemby, when he got in the league, he had some growing pains. This is second season in the league, I think. He had to adjust a little bit. Now he's starting to feel itself. That's all, with all these players. But I'm not going to sit here and say Paige don't deserve to be number one because she's having a down year. Great players have a down year. They just do. What if Caitlin Clark had a down year last year? And people would be like, well, she's not a number one pick. But what makes you think she's not a number one pick? It's not like she had a bad college career. She just had a down year. Same thing with Paige Bueckers. And, you got to look at her history. She's been injured. She's trying to fight her way back. And maybe it's going to take her a while to get back. But not saying that she should not go number one. Nah. Because who she's going to go to if she doesn't go number one? The only other team is the Sparks or the Valkyries. To me, I think that would be a good look for Paige. Being a franchise like the Valkyries, be a cornerstone for that team, that would be a better look to me than going to Dallas, than going to the Sparks. I think going to the Valkyries would be awesome for her. But I could tell that Paige she's ready to lead the nest. And like I said, Geno Auriemma has conditionally fractured this girl's confidence. You could see it, man. You could look in Paige's face. When you break an athlete's confidence, it's take them a while to get it back. because they got to work through so many things. And like I say, going into March Madness, that's going to start next month. They might not make it to Sweet 16. They might not make it because, to be honest with you, they're not going to beat South Carolina. That game might be really ugly. Sarah Strong might have the worst game she played when she played against Carolina. AZ Fudd ain't gonna do nothing. Paige is they're not gonna let Paige do anything. The others will have to beat them. And this is where Geno have to coach. And he's not, because guess what? When they lose that game in South Carolina, we're gonna come back and revisit it because Geno is going to blame whoever is going to blame on that UConn team. It's safe to say UConn is not UConn no more. And, the rise of Tennessee coming back, the rise of USC still deal with Juju. Notre Dame, even though Olivia Miles going to be gone, but you still going to have Hannah Doggo. They're going to lose a lot too. You got Iowa that's coming back, is still staying there in the mix. You got South Carolina that's always going to be South Carolina. LSU is going to be always LSU. So, to me, I just think that it's bad business just to jump all over Paige Bueckers for no reason. Now some of it is her fault. She tends to do give up passes too much. Sometimes you got to be selfish. Caitlin Clark was selfish in college. She was selfish. She had the green light. She did whatever she needed to do to get her team a win. If she had to score 50, she was going to score 50. If she had to throw 26 dimes, she would have did that. If she had to get 10 rebounds, she would have did that. That's how Paige going to have to start playing. She's going to have to block out Geno and just say, hey, I'm going for mine. We're going to win. We're going to win in spite of me. And if we lose, we're going to lose in spite of me. Point blank, period. But to me, just sitting there just saying that she's not worth the number one pick, that bothers me. Because now you're trying to say she's not good. She's not a good player. She's not a good basketball player. But then, you look at her some games, you be like, oh, yeah, she did boom. So just keep it as is, and we'd be good. All right, that's my time. But like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Geno Auriemma. Am I tripping? Do y'all feel like, hey, she deserved to be number one? Do you feel like how I feel that Geno Auriemma has crushed her confidence, her self-esteem? I'm telling you, that's the way I feel, guys. I feel like that. I look at it. You could tell this young lady, her confidence is shot, man. And it might not be the same until she gets out of that league, out of the college, and go into the league. So until the next episode, man, Live Wild Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.